Toddy obviously very happy with that one.
Yeah, look, scored some really good tries. Scoreline was really positive because we're sitting outside the 8 and the back end of the season, 4 and against is going to be so crucial. The thing that I'm most happy with is not the 74, it's the 0. So we spoke about that at half time, made a commitment, and players defended really well, kept moving, and showed some real desire.
Mate, the Origin, it's either a hindrance or a help. Looks like it's been a help for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I've said publicly a couple of times about the confidence that the Queensland guys come back with, and then Robbo in a losing team was really strong, and he's come back really believing in his own ability. And then I think what I've enjoyed most is how much enjoyment and I guess energy the rest of the group's got out of those guys coming back and seeing them do really well in that arena. So we've still got a couple of tricky weeks, with manipulating guys' schedules and training loads, and we didn't put Ruse back on tonight, for the fact that he's punched out 2 80-minute efforts at our Origin. So we've got a couple of tricky weeks to get through.
Todd, you were 5-8 prior to Origin and have gone undefeated through it with a bye somewhat midway through there and a bye next week. Did you think you'd be in this position back then? Given the run of games you had?
Just try and not look too far ahead. Always try and get our season back on track and stay calm, still believe. Having our best players available helps. And then the biggest adjustment to our game has been our kick chase and transition part of our game, whether it's attack to D indeed or attack. That's made a real positive influence on our game and therefore the result.
Chaddy will ask you, you're playing with him, the form of Scotty Drinkwater again tonight, almost untouchable at times.
Yeah, it's been really impressive, and I think it's been a testament to what he's been doing at training. He's matured a lot, Drinks, and he's some of the decisions he's making on the field now are a lot more consistent, and the way he just brings the ball back at speed, the way he attacks the line with speed, and he's been doing it week in, week out for us all this season. So, he's playing some of the best footy of his career right now. I think he's in the sweet spot. He's such a huge part of our side, and if he can continue to do that for us, I think we can be in any game.
Mate, the turnaround of the big boys as well. I guess Jeremiah, Cohen Hess off the bench. The boys are really starting to add some punch and some spark through the middle, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. It's we can't do anything without our forwards going forward, and we've kept a pretty simple message over the last month about running hard and being physical and getting on our kick chase, and all of our forwards have done a tremendous job, and it's forcing guys to miss out, and it's causing competition for spots, which is bringing out the best in people. And like Toddy said before, I think having guys come back from Origin, I think Jeremiah's focus has been unbelievable, and it's great to see them playing well because it lays such a important platform for the rest of us to get on the back of.
Todd, Jeremiah, a couple of stints out in the sideline with suspension and didn't start the season on the best foot. Do you think that gave him a chance to rethink about what he'd done? He'd come back from a season of success, a tour overseas, and a lot of things landing in his lap as a young bloke. Hard to handle. Do you think that gave him a chance to work with the coaches and really find his game again?
I guess the World Cup hurt us as a club. Players deserve their 5 weeks off. We get them after Christmas, and things have to go perfectly for that 5-week period between the time they get back and we play our first game. So we've had a couple of guys with little niggles at different times and had to miss a session or two. It just took those guys a little bit longer to get themselves going, and Jeremiah missing 7 weeks in total. That last little block, we really went at him as a coaching staff physically about with his high performance stuff, and try to strip it back. He's got all the skill in the world, but he sets his game up by just by running hard and tackling hard, and then the finesse side of his game will come. So he's done that really well since he's come back after that second suspension. He's got plenty of class about him. He's just got to keep his feet on the ground and continue to work hard and just keep it simple.
Tom, another one who stood out tonight, obviously, young Tommy Dearden continues to turn up every week for this team. What do you make of him tonight?
I thought he was our best. I thought Cohen Hess was really strong. Between those two, there's not much between them. Tommy, I've waxed lyrical about how important and how much I admire the kid. He's worked really hard. Playing footy means something to him. He doesn't take anything for granted, and he's had to work hard over his career, and that's held him in good stead. Comes from a great family. He's part of our club, and hope he's around for a long time.
Todd, how do you rate the impact of your interchange plans?
Yeah, very good. When you have an interchange with Griff, Jake, Jace, Kuli Kefu, it's a pretty strong bench. And it's a 17-man game. Some guys get longer minutes coming off the bench, and everyone's just doing their job, and that's what we need.
Chad, I know how tight you are with Drinky. Have you detected or spoken with him about a hunger to play that next level representative footy?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's it's probably not at the forefront of his mind, but I think he needs to understand that he's trending towards that level. I think with representative football, you need to be consistent for a long period of time, and his performances this season have been phenomenal. But I think he could definitely handle it. I don't think it's, like I said, at the forefront of his mind, but if he continues to go down the track that he is and the performance he's been putting in, he would not look out of place at that next level. His speed, his skill, his passing game, his kicking game, his vision, it's up there with some of the best in the game. So, like I said, if he continues to work hard at his game, he'll be there for sure one day.
How would you feel if that chance was Origin 3?
Yeah, I think, like I said, if they think that they need to make changes, Drinky is in the form of his life, and he would definitely add X factor and flair to a Blues side who would need to score some points.
Tom, without asking you to give advice to the Queensland crew, could Munster go to fullback and Tommy go into 5'8"?
You're asking the wrong person. Two fronts for New South Wales, and I'd love Tommy to be refreshed after a bye, but the kid deserves to be there. I know what I would do, and I agree with what you're saying.
One of the greatest wins, statistically, NRL ever. Has that crossed your mind? Have you reflected on what that means for what the performance you put out there tonight was?
Oh, it's nice. Still doesn't hide the fact of that night at Leichhardt that it still burns, and we scored some great tries. Some of our best footy is really hard to handle, and we just need to keep our heads down, rest and recover over this bye period. We go down to Manly at Brookvale, and it's a really hard place to play. We've got some tough games before we close it out, and we're still sitting outside the 8, so it's flattering, but we just can't get too far ahead of where we really sit at the moment.
I understand there are a couple of techniques you employed to make sure the team is fired off this week. Can you shed any light on what those were? I understand some posters hanging around with the scorelines.
Yeah, I strategically put some posters around our facility with the scoreline from last time. I spoke about it early in the week, but I think the poster said enough. It was there for everyone to see, whether they're in the showers, recovery room, walking out on the pitch. It was a constant reminder. So, yeah, it hurt. That really hurt last time we played them. And tonight feels good, but still doesn't wipe away that poor performance.
How do you celebrate, Tom?
Well, there's 30 old boys next door, and they've been drinking 4X since midday yesterday. Shane Muskrat's promised to put $1,000 on the bar at NLA for his crew and whoever of our crew go along. And our players aren't due back until Tuesday and Wednesday. And the Leagues Club will be chock-a-block, and there's a time we can relax a little bit and enjoy ourselves. And I'll be trying to control our players and let the old boys just wind it back.
Shane, can we get the players Well, a bit of insight into how the players reacted to those posters that were all over the class.
Yeah, I think it's just like just a stark reminder of that night, and it was embarrassing. Like, speaking on behalf of the players, yeah, it was like an embarrassing night, and you almost felt like ashamed, to be honest, and to have it thrown in your face, like you took it personal, and I think the playing group we all took it personal, and that's why we came out tonight so fired up and wanted to put in a performance to, I guess, avenge that loss. So I guess we got it back tonight.
Todd, team didn't get their pants pulled down tonight.
Who else? No.